You're watching the Brother Henry and You Show.
Engaging. Informative. Inspirational.
Enjoy today's program.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Brother Henry and You Show. I am Kim, and today I'd like to talk to you guys just a little bit. Basically, I'd like to be talking to all you women out there about accepting who you were made to be and knowing your worth. So I know that at some point in our lives as moms or as women, we have careers, we have kids, we have all this stuff our kids are involved in, ballet, sports, we're basically caught up in the whirlwind of life, and we are running ourselves crazy. We're running nuts. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about things that you can do to help you, things that you can do to make you better, because first of all, we need to be the best. You need to be the best you that you can be. We need to be the best that we can be. And it's not so much for everyone else. It's for our own peace of mind. So, I know for a lot of you guys out there, we have at least one part of ourselves that, we don't like. It may be physically, it may be characteristically. There's something we wish that we could change about how we are, and maybe you wish you had straight hair, or me, I wish that, like, God, why did you give me short stocky legs when you gave so and so long legs? It could be a whole bunch of things, but maybe you wish you could sing or play sports, or you were better at math. Whatever it is, there's always something that we're not fully happy with, that we're not okay with. And for years, I had a part of me that I wanted to change more than anything, and I honestly would have done anything to change that. And basically, that was like my physical appearance. I would do anything. I want to leave it behind. I want to pray it away, ignore it. But here's the deal. I failed, and God opened my eyes, because we can't change who God created us to be. And so, we can do self-helps and all that, but we can't change who it is that He created us to be. So what happens is, when you reject yourself or a part of you, essentially, it's like you're rejecting God. You're rejecting the unique way that He created you. You're questioning if He really had your best interest at heart, and are you wholeheartedly trusting Him? As a result, you are keeping yourself from being all God meant for you to be, okay? So He is our creator, and He made you the way that you are, okay? There's no, he said, I knew you when you were in the womb. He knew everything about your life. He knew everything that you were going to be. He created you. And so what happens is that I'm going to share a story with you here in just a minute of my own personal life, that I didn't like who I was. I didn't like how I looked. Society put so many women, listen to me, society labels us. They got the Barbie doll syndrome, or you need to look this way, or there are things, like I said, that we can do this self-help ourselves. But when it comes to, I want to alter my physical appearance, I want to alter how it is that I look. That's not what God's saying at all. So there was a time in my life, I was in my later 20s, and I just remember thinking to myself, I don't like my facial features. I don't like this. I don't like that. And at the time, a lot of my family members, a lot of them had had some plastic surgery, and so I basically wanted to alter my appearance. I knew what I wanted to look like. I'm like, what's it going to hurt to go get a consultation? And so I'd set that up and said, I'm going to go get a consultation. And The day that I was supposed to go to have this consultation, now basically this was going to totally 100% make me look like a totally different person. I was not even going to look the same. And so the day that I was supposed to go to see what it was going to look like, or for that consultation, I became very, very, very ill, very sick. Like literally could not get off the couch sick. Later did I know that I was pregnant with our third child, but I was very sick that day. And I remember as I laid on the couch, I was watching one of my mentors that I love dearly, and that's Joyce Meyer. And she was speaking about the very thing. And she said, I want you to get up. Now, for those of you watching, I want you to do this. I want you to do this right now. You can take, if you're watching by cell phone or whatever it is, or go get a mirror and bring it to you. I want you to get a mirror right now, or go to a mirror. And I want you to look in that mirror. I want you to get up and I want you to look in that mirror. I didn't bring a mirror with me. I should have. I want you to look in that mirror. And I want you to look and say, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I want you to look, okay? I want you to look at yourself. The first time that I did this, I was like, I couldn't even get off the couch. Get up. Look at yourself in the mirror. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. You are perfectly made. You are made in God's image, okay? I want you to look at yourself, because this is a huge issue for so many women. We go through life comparing ourselves to other women. Oh, I wish I had her hair, or I like how this is, or I like how that is. That's not what God says at all. We got to find this place that we're content with who that we are. And so I didn't even want to open my eyes. I had my eyes shut. I did not want to even open my eyes. I did not want to look at myself in the mirror, because I was looking at, like, I thought I was this terrible, hideous creature. I really wasn't, but in my mind, because I had allowed the enemy, or I had allowed things that people had said to me in my past, even from school, school-age kids, they're cruel. Women, we instill into our daughters, tell your daughter she's beautiful. It is so important that we figure out who that we are. So I'm going to give you this challenge really fast. For the next 30 days, every day, I want you to look in that mirror, okay? I want you to go and look in this mirror, and I want you to say, I am fearfully and wonderfully made, okay? I am fearfully and wonderfully made. That's it. You're fearfully and wonderfully made. You are God's creation. So this is what happened when I said this. I kept saying it over and over, and every time I would feel like that I wasn't, or that I wasn't confident, but I would, over and over, it was, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I'm created in God's image. I'm created exactly the way that He wanted to create me. And it was like saying, okay, if you're going to say, it's like the potter and the clay. Okay, let's take that for example. You have the potter and the clay. The clay is entirely in the hands of the potter, right? So the potter can do whatever they want. The clay has absolutely no say in the matter. So is the clay going to tell the potter, could you not make this bump in my nose? Could you maybe stretch my legs out a little longer? I mean, come on. The clay's in the potter's hands. And so we have to ask ourselves, does the clay have the right to ask the potter why that he shaped us like he did? And basically, it came down to me realizing that when I said, I don't like this and I don't like that I was telling God, you didn't do a good job. Who am I to tell God that He did not do a good job? I mean, like, hold on, whoa. God created me in His image, how He wanted me to be. But yet I'm going to go and say, God, I don't like any of this stuff that you did, so, yeah, you didn't do a good job. How can we tell God that He did not do a good job? God, why did you make me like this? Give me strength to overcome this. It's in our mindset. And what's sad is, like I said, society has made it so hard for us to walk around with it. We got to have a self-confidence. That is the biggest thing. Ladies, where is your self-confidence? Where is it gone? Is it gone out the window? You were created with purpose and reason by God and for God, okay? And what I want you to get today, and this is so important, is in this first part to truly, truly know your worth. Because it took me many, many years to truly know your worth. You have to know your worth. It is, if you can grasp a hold of what God is doing in your life, what He truly wanted you to be and how He wanted you to be, it is a game changer, ladies. It is a game changer for you. So you have to have the confidence. And so I want to ask you today, what is your confidence like? Do you have any confidence? Do you have any self-esteem? There's been many times, I remember my pastor saying to me on the worship team, you got to have more confidence. And he's right. You've got to own it. You've got to have confidence in who you are. And so there comes a lot of things with those. I want to share with you right now in Mark 12:30 and 31. You know, God gives us two great commandments. He says, number one is that you love God with all your heart, your soul, your mind, and your strength, okay? With everything that you have in you. And the second one he says to love your neighbor as yourself. And it doesn't necessarily mean your next door neighbor, but he's talking about that you love people, okay? People are not perfect. We love people. That is our job, people, to love people, okay? So we know when those hurt us or they say things against us or whatever, you know, it's our job to forgive them and to love them. But he gives this, and he says to love your neighbor as yourself. Made me stop and think. How can we possibly love anyone if we don't love ourselves? And I'm not talking about, oh, hey, look at me kind of love, you know. I'm talking about that love that says, I am confident in who I am. I know who I am. It's that confidence barrier that says, I know my worth. It changes your world to be able to love other people. We need to be women that are inspiring other women. I love my friend Catherine. I love Autumn Miles. I love all of them because they are so encouraging. They are so inspiring. Brother Henry, love him. Always encouraging, inspiring. And we'll talk about that in the second part about your tribe. But, you know, I think that when you love your neighbor as yourself, when you accept that you've loved this, that you have this, I know who I am. I know my worth. I know what I'm about. Then what happens is you're able to open up to help someone else. And there are people out there, I know there are some of you watching right now, I'm still waiting for you to get up wherever you're at and go find a mirror. And look in that mirror and say, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I am fearfully. Say it over and over and over. And every time you think, this doesn't look right, or that doesn't look right, or I don't like this, or sometimes we just have bad hair days, lady, like really seriously. But honestly, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Do it for 30 days. I want to challenge you to do it for 30 days, okay? Because when you do, what happens is you begin, any new habit takes 21 days. So you begin to reprogram your mind. And I think of this song. I absolutely love this song. I've sang this song a few times, but it's Lauren Daigle's You. You know, she talks about in the beginning of this song, she keeps fighting voices inside of her head that says she's not enough and that she will never measure up. And, you know, that every single lie tells me it's like she's saying that, you know, it was telling her she's not good enough. And that's not what God says. He says, you know, you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing, or you say that I'm strong when that I think that I'm so weak. And so if you haven't listened to that song, guys, listen to that. We might even be able to share it in the links below. But it's really a great song. But, you know, like I said, there's so many things that we can do to self-help. I don't think it's a big deal if you feel like, hey, you know what, I want to get my hair done today, or, you know, if it makes you feel better, you got to figure out what is going to help you, because when we're 90 to nothing with whether it's family, ministry, kids, whatever your thing is that you do, your career, we get caught up in this whirlwind, and basically the whirlwind starts sucking the life out of us. And especially women, we begin to stress out, we become depressed, the list is so long. And sometimes we have to take a time out. But so for all of you out there, I want you to take this time, and I want you to really focus and think about, for the next 30 days, I want you to go to that mirror. I don't care if you don't want to, if you don't, go to that mirror. If you need to shout it out, say, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Because God loved you so much to create you just the way that you are. And that helps us in return to begin to not only love ourselves, but to love other people. And, I have learned myself personally many lessons this past year. And this is a ticket. This is a game changer, guys, for you. When you find your identity, I believe that Miss Ava posted this, or maybe it was Brother Henry, but they said when you find your identity in your Creator and not your critics. Find your identity, guys, in your Creator and not your critics. People don't get to determine your worth. Don't care what they say. They're not what matters at the end of the day is what God says who we are and what God says about us and who we know that we are. So I want to encourage you for the next 30 days, guys, to go to that mirror and say, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Tell yourself that. And then I want you to write a list of things that maybe you're dealing with right now. Maybe I'm depressed. Why am I depressed? Ask yourself the question. I have depression. Why am I depressed? What stemmed from this? Maybe it was things that, like I said, that people said to you. You've got to know your worth. You've got to know who you are. You've got to have the confidence to know. So I'm going to stop right there, but I want you guys to tune in and join me next week because we're going to do part 2 of this. I'm going to talk about your tribe, the people you surround yourself with, and I got some stuff for all you queens out there too. So you guys join me next week, and it was awesome. Remember, 30-day challenge.
Hi, my name's Heather. Thank you for watching the Brother Henry and You show today. If you've enjoyed the show today, visit us at facebook.com/The Brother Henry and You show. Thank you for watching and have a blessed day.